Hello everybody. I think the title of this video will be Should You Write Every Day? So I don't mean like writing a letter to somebody every day, although that is also certainly a possibility. But what I am talking about is writing just for your own sake of being a writer. And a long time ago, I took a creative writing class at a university. It wasn't a really high level class, but we had to write stories, and we did, of course, do that. And another thing we did was we read our works out loud to each other in a group. But we also were asked to write like a journal, a daily journal or diary, so to speak. But it can be ideas, and it can be like what's going on in your life, or it can be something like, just ideas for writing. But anyway, what did certainly inspire all this new idea about should I write every day or you write every day or just, writing is I was talking with somebody I know, and she has a bachelor's degree in English. And as you can see, if you read my channel description, my first bachelor's degree is also in English, but from a different state university. And so when I went to select a minor, um, I actually could have chosen either creative writing or professional writing. Well, I could have chosen any minor, but I wanted to minor in writing. And I could also, I guess you can also minor in journalism. But my degree was in English, and I minored in professional writing because I happened to have some credits in that subject already. So they transferred, or they were already from the same university. I'd gone to different schools, and I just had credits because I was a journalism major also briefly before I became an English major. I double majored in speech and journalism, and by speech I mean the kind where it's like, broadcast speech or, public relations or organizational communication, that type of thing. Anyway, so basically I chose professional writing simply because that was the quickest way to complete a minor because I already had some credits in writing that would have, satisfied the requirements for that minor. So I did not minor in creative writing because I'd only taken one creative writing class. But the funny thing is how that influenced me because over the decades, I took writing seriously, and I didn't want to write fiction because fiction is untrue, right? It's fabricated. So I was kind of like I steered myself away from fiction, and I also steered myself away from reading fiction after I graduated with my degree in English. And I did take some classes at the graduate level in English afterwards, but I eventually went on to other subjects, as again you can see from my channel description, because I discuss my education in it. But basically, I really shied away from fiction, reading fiction and writing fiction, particularly writing fiction. So I wanted all my writing to be factual. And that can be a little bit difficult because, well, to compare things, if you are writing in fiction and you don't really have something to say, you can just make it up, right? But then it's not really true, so it lacks credibility, I suppose. But with professional writing, if you wanted to convey a complicated idea, though, you don't have to do it by example through fiction. You can just state it outright what the idea is. But you're talking about totally different styles of writing, and fiction is more to entertain, but it can also be used to convey important symbolic ideas, or criticize things. But basically, are some loopholes. Like if you want to get around that, you can just talk about if you want to be non-fictional, you can talk about in your writing, you can discuss things in just sort of a factual way, but identify the ideas you want to convey. Anyway, though, so I basically just wanted to throw this out to you, whoever you are watching this video, and that is, should you write every day? It might be a good idea. I want to write something independently at least once for every day I have off from work. And I didn't really do that today. I wrote some people, which is different from just writing for myself. But I am trying to make on average 1 video for every day I have off from work. So that's an average of 2 videos a week. Anyway, something to think about. Writing can help you in a lot of ways. And, like, people read a lot, well, not so much anymore because we're in a different time period in history. But when I grew up, we read a lot, like fiction in school and of course, nonfiction. And so it's easy to be a reader, but to be a writer, that's like taking another step, because then you are the creator. It's less passive, it's much more active, and it requires more thought and effort. But I think it's a good step to take to try to write. So anyway, have a great time. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll be making more videos. Thank you very much for your time.